How is everyone doing? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing? Good morning. Now, this is probably going to be a pretty little short live. I've got to get a few things together to move on to the next place. I mean, it's life, right? This is what happens. It's exactly what happens. So I've got a mess and a half here, but I'm going to just take what I can take and move on. That's the way life works. It's the way life works, right? A lot of people's done that. A lot of people has had to pick up the pieces and leave, move on, right? It's crazy, ain't it? Now, before we begin, we kind of had a problem last night, and I didn't understand what happened. I was wondering when I dropped the link, there were seven Charlies. There were seven people on. There were seven people in the back, and they was all Charlie. And I said, "There, wait a minute, what's going on?" So when I bring them up on panel, there was only three of them showing, and then there was a two. Then there was two Charlies, and Charlie kept getting booted for some reason. I don't know what happened. I know that I had to reboot. I changed my password. I had to change my password and answer my security stuff. You got to do the original stuff. Your regular stuff. So while I was doing that, I still couldn't go live. I mean, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't control anything. I wouldn't want to shut it off last night. It's like it was weird, very weird. So I made sure we got to update some stuff. So I did. Now, well, yeah. Other than that, it was a pretty good live. It was pretty good, I think. I mean, I may be wrong, but I thought it was pretty good. I really did. This photo was taken yesterday, by the way. The photo was taken yesterday. You can see the medical bed behind me. But had a little bit of work done to me yesterday. I feel good, but you know, I don't understand. I don't really understand at all. Why would Charlie be mad? I don't think Charlie's mad. I think Charlie's happy. We had a good live. We had two good lives last night. Really good lives. Now, I understand that a lot of people don't really get what's going on, and I understand that 100%. Um, I will say this. I will say this right now. I'm going to be furthering my reach, and broaden my. Literally, when I say broaden, I need to reach out to people. Thank you. I think it was Mandy, but we had fun. Everybody was laughing, cutting up. I had fun. Did you guys think I could do good as a radio host? Because they do pay pretty damn good money as radio hosts. But I still want to drive. I love to drive. I don't know what it is about driving. I just love to drive. Well, I need to make a Discord, and we're working on that. We're putting Queen Ashley ahead of security. That's got to be there. By God, Queen Ashley's got to be her head of security. She knows all about it. I'm telling you, she knows. She does. She knows how to deter them criminals. I swear to God, I read some stuff back in the day that Tina wrote. I didn't even know. Oh my God, I didn't even know what was going on, and I read a few things, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Really?" Now look, when it comes to look, now check this out. Now when it comes to me, and a person named Liz Gaspari, look, she done some kind of modeling or so. I don't know what it was. I got a hold of the pictures. I'm not gonna lie. And I did a live years ago. I didn't know what the hell I was doing a live over. One of my MMA buddies hit me up, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this is her? Yeah, this is her." I mean, for a nice looking woman on a bed, hell, that was shoot, God, Lord God. I mean, I was like, hell yeah. He's like, yeah, man. Anyways, I didn't know she was ahead of this, this workout stuff, this protein powders and this nutritional supply stuff. I didn't know anything about that. I've always been into stuff like that. I mean, I never was a bodybuilder or nothing like that. I always wanted internal strength. I always focused on that. Like right now, anything I can find on strength, I read it. I love it. I love reading about just how to obtain abnormal strength. And I go back into the old times, some of the notes that old timers they left about strength. I study that. So she tried giving Benny, but Benny's not going to work out. Look, let me tell you something. Benny is not going to work, and that was ridiculous. That was a waste. I would have really used that stuff, and I would have really promoted that stuff. I mean, I would have really went wild with it, especially chocolate. Lord Jesus, Lord God. I'm telling you what, if it's good protein powder, it's chocolate. You know what? Yeah, oh yeah. You better believe it. You best believe it. Yes, Gaspar. I've looked it up. I've looked it up a little bit there. Um, but like for me, man, I've always been. I got with Muscle Tech. I had some Muscle Tech stuff, man, and I'm telling you right now, I love that stuff. I love some of the Muscle Tech stuff. Back when I first started, like just playing around with weights, fighting, doing a little bit of boxing, I took straight amino acids, man, and I'm telling you, it was really good for me. See, that's something. If and I don't ask for nothing like that, but I wouldn't, if BK was trying to make money off of it or whatever, that look, I put that. Let me tell you something. There's a thing that I use now. It's triple fudge chocolate, and it's called what is it called? Mutant. And I'm telling you what, the truth. That stuff will pack the weight on you quick, especially like yesterday. I was telling my doctor yesterday. I was like, he's like, oh, we want to try you on this. We want to try you on that. We want you to do this vaccination, this vaccine, this vaccine, this vaccine. We really want to, we want to see what your, we want to trajectory your weight. We want, and my doctor's from another country, and he's really, really good. So I was sitting there thinking, like, wait a minute, it's what it is. And they're like, okay. I told him, I said, you know, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. And I told him, he said, no, 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 you cannot, you don't need to be. And I'm like, look, doc, we've been through this. And he was training another doctor. It was a family practitioner doctor that was coming over for, to be a specialist. And he was training him. And of course, I was talking to him, and he was like, look, he was more into the bodybuilding and the weight stuff. And he's like, look, at your age, you're 45 years old. Your body is still muscular for that. He said, what the best thing you could do is try to improve your endurance. Well, I've got really good endurance already. And I said, look, I said, doc, I said, I take in 3,500 to 3,800 calories per day. He said, wow. He said, that's a lot. And I said, yeah, I've gained, in under a year, I went from 112 pounds to, I'm right at 165 pounds right now. And he was like, well, that was, under a year, that's awesome. I was like, yeah, but I said, I've heard people doing it, in 5 months. This took me like 9 months, and they're getting, there are a lot of results. I said, I don't want to like just be, all brute and everything. I don't want that, but I do want to look really, really good. So he was like, okay, I see what you're talking about. So he's put me with this dietitian now, and of course, for the state, I got to continue on these mental evaluations. These kind of I got to see them. So, which is okay because every time I go there, they help me out even more because it's somebody I can talk to and I know that I can trust, and then I don't have to worry about watching people, behind my back saying this, saying that. I can actually be open about things, you know, talk to the doctor, talk to the people that are professionals in this. Now, one thing I will say that's really starting to bother me, and I know, like when I done a lot of blood, well, I done the blood test and stuff yesterday. They're going to send that off, and they're going to be able to see what's going on with my kidneys again. So I'll know the percentage rate. So I've got my chart now. My chart's pretty cool. I like my chart because my chart monitors everything that happened. Like I can take that chart now and go all the way back to the first time I seen the doctor, back when I was in jail. I could see all that. I can't see my Florida stuff, but I can see the Kentucky stuff. Now, I can sit there and look at my levels. I can do all this, and I can show you some significant changes. I mean, you can see the significant changes. My chart is amazing, Mandy. It really is. It's really amazing. And like I see all my appointments, I've got 9 new appointments coming up. 9. Every time I go to the doctor, every time I go anywhere that has anything to do with anything my insurance, I get $60 gas cards. Now, you know me. I mean, it's pretty unique. And then I talked to a social worker yesterday. He came in. He was like, "Hey, brother," he said, "Look, I want to sit down and talk with you." He said, "Do you happen to have your driver's license?" I said, "Well, I have the one driver's license." And he's like, "Okay." So I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was really pretty cool. And he ran on me, ran everything, he put it in his little computer thing. And he said, "Well," he said, "Look," he said, "you've been on this program enough now, on this insurance." He says, "Do you have problems with home?" And I'm sitting there like, God, I just got kicked out. Like literally, I just literally got to find a new place. And he's like, "Look, I want to tell you about this." He said, "With your insurance and what you have," he says, "we can put you with this program. It will pay, it will pay your deposit. It will pay your first month's rent, your second month's rent, your third month's rent, and your fourth month's rent." And I said, "Wow, that's pretty cool, man." And he's like, I was like, "Well, what's the value up to?" He said, "No, no, no, it will pay your rent." I was like, "Well, yeah, but like," he said, "No, let me give you an example." He said, "Say if you got a place that was 1,500 a month. Say if it was 2,000 a month, it will cover every single dime of that." Then the program not only does that, but for the first 4 months, it will pay all my like utility bills, internet bill, everything for 4 months. That's every year. Now there's another program that goes on with what it's attached to that gives that an extra 2 months extension to do the same thing. So you're telling me 6 months out of a year, I can have all my rent paid, I can have all my utilities paid, everything, all that's paid. Only requirement is I have to have a job. No matter how much money I make in that job, no matter how many jobs I have, that insurance still covers all that. I thought that was amazing. I've never, never heard of that before. And as he was doing it, he said, "You travel so hundred so many miles," and I was like, "Yeah." So he's pulling it out. He's got a rubber band about a bunch of gas cards. I got the gas cards in my wallet right now. And he said, "Here," he said, $60 cover. I said, "Okay, $60, cool. That's fine with me." Not only that, but I also, and it's not food stamps or nothing like that, but I also, in this program that I'm in, there's certain places that I get to go around that I have to go to if I choose to, and then they give out like milk, cereal, spaghetti, like canned goods and everything. They give you like uh, I forget how many. It's like 25 cans of each. It's like 2 gallons of milk, stuff like that. So I thought that was amazing. I thought that was really, really good. And they was telling me about it. There's different places they do it. He's like, "Where you at?" I said, "Well, right now I'm toward Perry County, and he was like, "Well, Perry County does have a place that do it once a month," and I'm like, "Oh my god," because when you live in the mountains and stuff, it's kind of a. But I'm getting out of there now. I'm moving today. I'm getting ready to leave, and we're gonna have a little bit of breakfast, and I'll say goodbye to my sister and journey to my new life, my new lifestyle. There's also a program out there, if I choose to do it, that will help me get me any vehicle I want. Now, my goal is to move and get my probation and everything transferred out of the area. And my goal also is to get a blanket, and that's what we're working on right now, because the PO has already said, they've already been harassed up in Richmond. They was harassed so much. They was like, "Ah, man, good God." And every time I've done nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. I ain't done nothing wrong. I ain't no criminal. What are you talking about? I plan on, after all this is over, I plan on having all this stuff done away with. And it's going to be done away with. Because I'm telling you right now, people, I'm not your average guy. Not at all. And I don't claim to be average. I don't want to be average. Now, I think, more structure in my life. I want to go to college. And now I don't want to go to college just to, you know, learn something really like that I already know. I want to try to bring something else into the state of Kentucky. I want to teach. I want to teach that, because before they were talking like, hey, you can bring this in and you can get this grant for this, or the state will pay you up to $200,000 to open up this program. And I'm like, okay, that's something like I don't want to do. That's what I want to do. So that's my goal. Every time I set a goal, I have achieved my goal. Since I've been out of jail, every goal that I've set, I have achieved. I've had to fight tooth and nail with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. Yes, I did. They froze my license up. Like Angelo said in Ghost, like Ghost said, they did freeze my license up until some big moves happened. Now, I'm not going to tell you that because that's the gotcha moment. You see, all them people who were, well, all that person who kept calling and calling, making those false allegations like he did, added to it. Now, I'm not going to get into that today. Today's a moving day. Today's a moving day. I'm not taking everything with me. I'm going to take me, a few pair of pants, a few shirts and stuff to get settled in, and because ain't no way in hell, because I have to meet this person early this morning, and I mean, I'm doing okay. I mean, I think it's going to be great. It's something I needed. I'm not going to not. I'm going to miss being around my family. I'm going to miss that a little bit. But hey, I get to get out there, get myself together, and learn. I mean, it's life, right? I've got myself together enough to do this. There's what's funny is I'm talking to a couple people right now, and they both, like one female, she's a judge, and I'm talking to her, and we're we're really kicking it off. We're really hitting it off really nice. Now, I don't know how far it's going to go. I mean, to be honest with you guys, I'm nervous. I've never been nervous, guys. I don't like being nervous. I hate being off my game. I hate being off my game. I don't understand it. Like, I'm not even going in it. I'm not even doing that. Like, it's crazy. Like, some of it is like, wait a minute. This is this, that's that. but she's really nice to me, really, really nice to me. And you know, she's been in her position for a long damn time, like she's been there for a while. And it's pretty unique because she's like, hey, you know, I wanna take you out on this here. I want to take you out here. I want to do this. You know, I just want to spend time. I'm like, but I'm like, I don't know. It's like my paranoia kicks in or something, and I'm like, wait a minute, because I've been through. You know, I've had people try to do this before, and it's like, oh God. But now she's genuine. I mean, she's really nice. She's really good to me. Now she's talking to, well, she's just talking to another person, but I don't want to interfere in nobody's relationship or nothing like that. And I've told her, there's like a couple different women I've told that. And right now, you know, I just, I'm building myself up. I want to do what I need to do. And it's pretty unique, guys. I mean, I could sit here and talk about this all morning long and keep talking about it. But the thing about it is, I'm really having fun, guys. For a long time, I haven't got to have fun. And I'm really having fun right now. I really am. My buddy, he's doing this thing now, and he's making a ton of money doing it. And he kind of wants to bring me on it, and I'm like, look, man, my heart's set on driving. I want to drive. I want to get out into the open. I want to be by myself. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to, you know, keep my YouTube stuff, be able to do what I need to do to, you know, just to be better, be a better person, make good money. I mean, where else are you going to make? Look, right now, I'm getting ready to start making $1,800, right at $1,200 to $1,800 a week. Where else am I going to make that kind of money? Tell me where else I make that kind of money. And that's starting out, people. And then when I build up, I don't have to build up. I'm gonna get my own truck. And when I get that own truck, my own truck, I'm gonna be making right 3,500 is the lowest I'm gonna make a week. Owner operators, I'll be making up to 7 grand, 8 grand, maybe 9 a week. Depends. Then what's gonna happen? I'm gonna buy another truck. I'm gonna let somebody else drive it. I'll pay them a good amount, and then I'll double that. You know, I'll make 65% more on that. Think about that. I mean, I've got opportunities to make anywhere, you know, 3 days running a week and make 4 grand a week. Come on, people. And have 2 trucks and make about 65, 7,500 a week. I can sit back and live easy, really easy. Now, do these haters want that for me? No, they don't want that for me. They don't care about that. But I can do that. I've talked to my lawyer and he sees that. He's like, man, he said, you got, you know, it's great. It's a great plan. It's a blueprint right now. It's perfect. I've got the outline going. Seriously, I've got this. I lost this contract. I lost this contract this weekend. I did. I could have made 1,700 to 2,300, maybe 2,500 bucks, not counting tips. I lost that. But the person that caused me to lose it will pay for it. They will. And will do it the right way. Now, we have everything screenshotted and all that. I'm doing everything the lawyer tells me to do. If he says screenshot this and I don't know what it under, by God, I'm gonna screenshot it. Because you know why? This lawyer I got just left one firm because he didn't think that the firm that or the place he was at or something like that wasn't doing him right. His percentage ratio wins is phenomenal. I can understand why he charges $400 an hour. I understand that 150% because he's good at what he does. And there's not many lawyers like him that takes these defamation character cases, stuff like that. It's hard to find them. It's hard to find them. And he also does criminal law? Oh, well, hell yeah. Hell yeah. He sued the state so many times and won. It's not funny. He sued police. He sued law enforcement. He knows what he's doing. And I'm telling you right now, the two people on my team who I trust, and I'm probably going to be handing over some channel stuff to make sure that my channel goes in the right direction. These two people I've never met, but they've always been there for me. They've always stood up for me. They know what they're doing when it comes to this stuff. They both have professional jobs, professional careers, and they're going places. And I like that. I like that. They're very mysterious, and I love that too as well. And they're both really pretty. I had to put that in there because it wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me if I didn't say somebody was pretty, right? That's me. So I'm working on that right now. Today, when I get to where I'm going today, I think that a lot of people are going to see a lot more. They're going to be able to see a lot more. And again, me being out there, and I don't have to mute out whenever my sister or kids is around and are talking or going wild with the dogs or what. I don't have to do that. I can kind of like my own deal, my own space, kick back, relax, go out on the porch, put my feet up, hang YouTube on a little bitty stand or something, throw my hat down over my eyes, fall asleep while laughing and listening, and just go from there. Don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about none of this. Wow, I hate that for the therapy stuff. I'm telling you, I'm sorry about that. So sorry. I will not start. Oh Lord, Lord, therapy. When I had to go through therapy, I had to learn to walk again, and that right there sucked. Oh, it sucked. And then I had my arm messed up, and then that sucked. Like I've had a few things happen to me too. I know what that therapy's like, and I look. Wow, that's crazy. Now, before you all go running off and saying, "Oh, he's dating this and he's dating that. He's going to do this," they don't know. They don't do. Like you all usually do. On the other side, I didn't say I'm dating anybody. I said I'm talking to people. That ain't dating. I ain't like you guys. I don't just jump in relationships on YouTube. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. I just don't jump in relationships. Next minute, y'all goody goody two shoes. Y'all best friends in the bed with each other. Next day, by God, son, Lord Jesus, you're with another YouTuber, mad as hell at the other one. Oh, this and that, the name calling. I'm not into that shit. Not into that shit. Regina, hush your mouth. I heard what you just did. I seen what you just did. I ain't gonna lie. In my younger days, I was scared to death. I ain't gonna lie. I was scared to death. But I got into this role. like, like, I'll tell you, I swear to God, I was in Walmart. When me and my buddies was in Walmart, we was walking around. This beautiful woman walked right past us. She looked at me. I kind of looked at her, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And this is when we doing videos. This is when I got hit with a car, and we was trying to, I was doing my own stunts and shit. Like I went through the windshield, like killed myself. I was young and dumb. I went back around the aisle. I said, watch this. She came around, and I kind of like not really stepped in front of her way or nothing, but we both kind of like, and we started, hey, what's up? What are you doing? And I don't know what the fuck come out. Well, I don't even know what come over me. It was like a movie, and it was just like me with martial arts. I've always been a martial artist. I've always I can show you how you can take your hand and put on your shoulder, one on your forehead, and kind of like I can maneuver you. It don't matter how big you are. It don't matter what. I can tie and take, and I can maneuver, and I can just like kind of like tap you, and you can hit the ground that way. So I kind of put my hand on her shoulder and her head and leaned her back. And I swear to God, we started kissing. I bet we kissed for a good 35 seconds. My buddy was like, "Oh, hell no." It was funny. And I never forget this because we had those old Motorola phones at the time. And you could only like film. You could only like, like 35 seconds or something video. You remember what I'm talking about? The old Motorola's? You remember what I'm talking about, right? When they first come out? Like you had like 35 seconds of video or something, like you like a little screen that you got. I said, what the fuck? This is a long time ago. It was funny, yo. I had fun with it. I'm good, Lone Wolf. I'm good. I'm really good. Now, Wimbles, there are paper trails that debunk his claims, though. They're not paper trails that debunk my claim. And you're getting ready to find that out, Mr. Joey Simpson. I'm glad, dude. Look, I'm glad you changed your photo. I'm glad you changed that profile picture. You started looking like a ham hock. Now you don't. You look normal now. That's good. That's good. New day, new change, new times, right? You don't look like that. Before you couldn't see nothing around your face. It was just your face in the profile. You kind of look like who is that guy? Be Our Guest, Isaac, when he puts his face up in there and he's got his face up all over the profile and stuff. There's no room to move, Kind of look like the Hamburglar out there, all squeezed up in there with a little bit of shades or something on. But you got a natural picture. That's good. That's good. A new day, a new time, right? Changing the photo. That's good. I changed mine too. Don't block him or nothing, guys. We're having fun right now. We're having fun. I like Joey. I ain't got nothing against Joey Simpson. Hell, he's kin to Bart and Homer. All right. So, people, think about it. Life is too short. If you guys want to hit me with something that's real, guys. Hell, don't hit me with something that's made up about me. And Lord God, y'all bring up the same shit. Hit me with something good. I could tell you some good shit you ain't hit me with. Hmm. What you doing, girl? Hmm. Anyways, hit me with something that's going to be good. Like, I'll tell you something on me. Let me tell you something on me. Hit me with something like something you haven't hit me with that I actually did. Like, let me think of a good one. Something mean? Do you want something mean or something? I mean, something that's real and mean that I did. I'll tell you something mean and real I did. I'll tell you exactly what I did. But hit me with something like that. Don't. Well, you probably don't know it. Y'all need some new material. Um, you know, what about the girl at Walmart? That's pretty mean, right? I took advantage of her, right? Well, you can say I did, right? Hell, she took advantage of me too. She lip locked me, and we was 35 seconds kissing. I've never done that before in my life, and after that, I never done it again. I don't know what came over me. I have no idea, but she was beautiful. We started talking. We met up a couple times, and took her to the lake. Had some fun. you know, I appreciate that. Thank you, everybody. Now I got 5 more minutes, guys, and I got to get ready, pick out a few pieces of clothes, a few this and that. Got to get myself all presented up. Got to get ready, and when I get in my new place, guess what, guys? We'll go live. We're gonna have some fun. We'll have fun. We always do, right? That's the way we got to do it. That's the way we do it. Do, 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 do. This is how we do it. Dun, dun. That's what we got to do, right? We got to put that in. We got to put that in motion. I'm the most energetic motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life. I promise you that. My adrenaline does not. And let me tell you this: in a fight, yes, I start off slow, but as I get hit, I love to get hit. I love to be hit. I love the taste of that blood. And when my mouth's bleeding, Lord God, it's like the heavens above. I gain so much strength. And then I overcome. That's why I never was any really good. Jimbo puts that fight up there. That I lost in a cage. I lost the fight. I did lose it because it was unanswered strikes. Yeah, I mean, I can take 5, 6 strikes, right? Straight. Bam, 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 It just didn't give me enough time. That's the way I am. I got to get time to feel that supernaturalness come over me. I love that shit. Like when I'm in a fight and I get hit hard, like Brad will tell you, even Brad's friend Ski, my friend Ski, my brother, he'll tell you. He'll tell you, the harder he gets hit, the meaner he gets. And it's true. It's not like I'm Incredible Hulk or nothing like that. Now I don't claim to be that, but I do have that bloodline. And the harder I get hit, you'll see me in the fights. If you watch the videos when I fight Cody, he beats the fucking shit out of me, people. He kicks me through the trailer. My back's all like gashed open. He gashed part of my pants down, the leg part of them. Blood. My back was cut out of hell. I put those damn karate pants on. I'll never forget this shit. Those Century Chuck Norris still. Anyways, he beats the hell right out of me all the way down. I'm covered up. Bam, 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 bam. This dude's 264. 6'3", 264. I lost weight. I went down to 146 pounds to fight this guy because I knew they was going to be filming it. I knew there was going to be a bunch of people there. I did that because I knew when we first squared up what the photo was going to look like. I loved it. Thank Lord, honey, a super sticker for $10. Thank you, honey. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I knew by that very moment there what was getting ready to happen. If you watch, blood is all over my face. My face is fucked up. And then I look at my arms. You can watch. I look down. You see the blood on my hands. I look down at my arms. I'm looking for that right because I know it's going to hit. And as soon as it does, it's like, you see the change. And that first punch I hit him with, that was the change. That was that tide that hit. It was like, whoa, what happened? He backs up 2 steps. That gave me everything I need. I was like, this guy, he got it. He can't do it. He's not capable to beat me. He will not have the heart that I have. And then I knew then I was going to win. But anyways, it ain't about me, guys. It's about what we can do together. For the new people that's come back to me, I can't say you're new, but, I do appreciate that. Thank you for not believing all the lies about me. You can believe some of them because some of them's true. You can believe some of them, but don't believe all of them. And I appreciate you guys again. I've got to go. I've literally got to go. I got to get me some breakfast. I got to get what little clothes I can get right here. And as soon as I get to the new place, guess what? I'll go live and we'll have some fun. Much respect. God bless you all. Thank you all for fighting the good fight. As always, right? As always. Now listen. If any of you nice ladies want to put your retirement checks up today, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. And I also have this Cash App and this PayPal where I can go get some breakfast right now. Hint, 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 hint. Hint, ladies, hint. If you want to donate, donate. If you don't. Thank you all. Have fun.
I like to walk into rooms and be like, hey, who pissed in your Fruit Loops? And that phrase really applies to this situation. Now let's talk about it. We've all met someone like this before. And now that the gig is up, they can't be forgiven, but they can be judged. I saw it happen in front of my eyes. The legend
even 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 60 years ago. It's time for justice. No more hiding behind statute of limitations for institutions that want to house perpetrators. And they're everywhere. They're the schools, they're the Catholic Church, they're the Episcopal Church, they're Boy Scouts. They're everywhere. Don't kid yourself. This is going on all the time. And I know I'm preaching to the choir in this room, but it's time the institutions that house the perpetrators are included in this legislation, and it's time for the victims to receive the justice that they've been denied for so long. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman. You distinguished yourself. Any questions for the sponsor? Okay, the first two witnesses I'd like to call, two dear people that I've gotten to know as a result of the many chapters of this saga. Dr. Hub Brennan and Dr. Ann Hagen Webb. Leprade?
Come on up here, Paul.
Thank you.
I just want to thank you, students from Hope High School, for coming. Thank
Yeah.
you very much. Much appreciated your support for Jim Scanlon and all of the victims, and good luck. And survivors, call them survivors.
Okay.
Angelo,
Oh,
is the red light on?
it is on.
Good. You're
Good.
on.
I wrote this thing, and then I was listening to everybody talk, and I think it's better to just kind of remember. I grew up in an orphanage called St. Aloysius, for those unfamiliar. I went into state care at 2. I'm 49 today. I spent almost a decade. I hate the term being molested. I was raped. Men can get raped, just in case anybody wasn't aware. It's not an easy thing to admit to as a man, especially talking to other men. It's not easy to admit that, your entire life was stolen from you as a child, your innocence, your ability to experience going outside with your friends and playing kickball or baseball. Because I grew up in an orphanage. Didn't get that. In the orphanage, part of your punishment, if you didn't do things that you were supposed to do with these pedophiles and predators, was you didn't get fed, or you didn't get to have clothing. This is in Rhode Island, folks. Rhode Island. I ran away at 7, told my social worker when I got picked up by the state police. Said, hey, these people are doing things. I didn't know what it was at 7 years old. I didn't know what it was called. Didn't have parents. I didn't have allies. And the people that I'm supposed to depend on to protect me weren't there. The orphanage was supposed to protect me. DCF was supposed to protect me. At that time, in those years, CASA was very small and very just getting started. None of those people were there for me. I didn't have that. So what does the state police do when they pick up a runaway? 7 years old, 8 years old. They take them back to the place they ran away from. I don't even know if I can say names. Father McIntyre was the priest I was taken back to. Hey, this guy says you did this stuff. He's just emotionally disturbed. The child doesn't want to be here. To the left of St. Aloysius is a wood line. Down that wood line is an old abandoned well. Father McIntyre's kid took me to that well when the police brought me back and said that that's where I could disappear. 7, 8 years old. Of course I'm going to believe. Well, what the hell am I going to do in a well? I'm going to die. 49 years old. I've never seen one day of justice. I've never had one person outside of a law firm contact me out of the blue one time, ask me what I wanted. And there's going to be arguers who say that this law is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. What's the end game? The end game, ladies and gentlemen, as parents, my son is back there, my wife is back there, is to make it impossible and downright scary to take advantage of children. And you do that by making it the worst possible punishment you can face. I wouldn't care if Father McIntyre was still alive and 99 years old. I want to see him in prison. That seems cruel. I was in prison. Not that kind of prison. I was in prison of people protecting me, but abusing me. And I never had justice. And these people sit online now. They threatened to call one of my representatives here to try to intimidate me from speaking my truth. We have a chance to make a statement for everybody, for every victim that may come, because it's not going to stop with us, survivors, but it's certainly going to stop with us warriors, because we're going to fight until the day we draw our last breath to ensure that these people face justice, and those people that think of doing it afterwards think twice. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelo, and thank you for coming so far from home to have your voice heard. Appreciate it.